In 2011, our team of legislative attorneys nationwide, from the nation's capital in D.C. through the state capitals in Austin, Springfield, and Sacramento, have been incredibly busy in trying to turn back so many of the anti-immigrant proposals that have targeted our community. I think that effort has by and large been successful.
As we all know, the anti-immigrant rhetoric hits across the board and has had such tremendous impact. But the work that MALDEF has done and the work that Tom has done in showing that this Constitution is to work for every single one of us has been so very effective.
Regrettably, following Arizona's enactment last year of SB 1070, 5 other states in 2011 followed suit. Arizona and these 5 other states, which I've labeled the dirty half dozen, have retrogressed, have gone backward for our nation in challenging long-standing constitutional precedents and principles by enacting laws that they clearly have no authority to enact or enforce. And so MALDEF has taken on a leadership role in challenging these laws and ones like them at the local level. I think the most extreme manifestation of this trend by too many unscrupulous leaders to target the Latino community through its most vulnerable members, the undocumented immigrant population, has been an attempt to change our Constitution in various ways to take away the right of those born here to citizenship. I think it's critically important that as a nation we resoundingly reject these efforts, and an important step toward that end was taken by the American Bar Association, which adopted unanimously through its House of Delegates a resolution that MALDEF put forward together with others that would reaffirm the legal profession's belief in long-standing interpretation and application of the Citizenship Clause of the 14th Amendment.
I personally and my community has benefited by the work that MALDEF has done in redistricting and reapportionment, and it's continuing to do so. The Latino community would have no representation, or at least the extent, the level of representation that it has in Congress today, in state legislatures as well as local government, had MALDEF not had a presence in the issue of reapportionment and redistricting.
And MALDEF has been involved in a nationwide campaign to inform and educate community members about how to be involved in their state and local redistricting process, how to provide input about communities of interest that ought to be kept intact, how to provide important input about the obligations under the Federal Voting Rights Act. Redistricting is a critical step to greater involvement and greater input in governance. But for that to occur, those who are drawing the maps have to ensure that districts are created that permit the Latino community, through its voters, to express its choice and have that choice result in election and representation.
But we still have much work to do. And I think that MALDEF, with the role that it's taken on, the aggressiveness that they've on, the kind of lawyers that they have at the table, are ready to go out and fight many of those battles.
So I'm proud of the efforts of our policy staff, of our legislative attorneys nationwide, from DC to all of the state capitals, in working to ensure that we have laws that better protect the civil rights of Latinos and better serve our national interests in inclusion and incorporation of all communities in our future progress. But we also recognize that the opportunities to push back on those who would seek to restrict the rights of Latinos, who would seek to restrict the application of our long-standing constitutional principles and values, those opportunities, coupled with the challenges of a growing demand for our services, is something that the dedicated staff of MALDEF is looking forward to pursuing with great vigor throughout this decade.
Our community benefits by MALDEF's work. Tough work to do, but it needs to be done, and there's only one organization that can get it done, and that's MALDEF.